The views and opinions expressed on this channel are those of this channel and are for entertainment purposes only. Do not try this at home. And don't whine in the comments when you don't like it, because I don't care.
Hey, it's me, your girl Cynthia Bailey, and I've been hanging out with your girl, the queen of reality TV, Kamisha Reviews.
All right, guys, welcome back to Commission Reviews, the Queen of Reality TV. I got my girl on here, Erica. We're gonna talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville. Yeah, I enjoyed us last season. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a very, I don't know, exciting, messy season as well. So I'm just saying, I don't have notes, but I've watched it. Everything else, I don't know what Carlos King is doing with this season. Let's start with the all about Carlos King. I have to say, I'm sorry. It's literally all about Carlos King. Even showing clips from your interview with Carlos King. Carlos King being mentioned. Dude, I'm like, damn, like, dude, it's like, bro, what I say, he doesn't make room for anyone else to either talk about it, recap it, go viral. It's just about him. Sorry, I had to get that out of there. Okay, Mama, let's start with this intro, and then I want to hear your thoughts. Start with the intro. Tell me your thoughts about the intro without male in it, by the way.
It's okay. I mean, now I'm trying. Like, I just saw it. I'm like, what? It was okay. I don't even. Nothing really stood out to me about it. So maybe let me hear your thoughts because I don't. The intro.
Well, no. Okay, I'm gonna say the intro to me was cute. I will say that I didn't have an issue with the intro at all. I thought the intro was very cute, right? The only thing that was different, of course, obviously, that she is not in it, right? And we knew that was coming because she made it known I'm not coming back. So it was not a bad intro, but I saw Carlos King tweet out today how y'all like the intro. I was like, Jesus Christ. This man literally makes everything about him. I don't care. Like, I'm not surprised he's not gonna show up as a cameo. Hey, I'm Carlos King, the executive producer of Love Marriage Huntsville. I just stopped by. Oh, Jesus Christ! I'm sorry.
Girl,
what do you? So that's you had no thoughts about it, or what? Give me what you.
No. I mean, okay, I do miss Mel. I'm not gonna lie, but
Okay.
yeah, it was fine. I mean, it's like okay.
Shit. So in the beginning, they're all giving their recaps about what happened last year. I'm like, bro, they don't even need bloggers. The cast of these shows think they're bloggers, including executive producer Carlos King. So in when they're all talking about different things that happened last year, like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really know about Lance having a baby and all that kind of crap. I was like, oh shit. I did like it when Kimmy and Maurice, because she was like had the dress around him and he came up on there. I said, what's going on? I thought that was kind of cute, the little tug of war. So to me, and I already told you that Ken was going to be added. Didn't we not say it last year? I said that Ken and whatever is going to be added to the intro, the cast, the whole nine. And I was right. I was right. Everything that we said, literally, I was correct about it. I wasn't lying about nothing. And he literally my show because he just took my notes as usual.
Yes,
So
exactly.
Letitia and Marcel was one of the first couples, that was talking or whatever. I love how they show her with her babies. I didn't know her kids that doggone big for one thing, but I love how she was with her kids and showing him because I don't feel like we get to see enough of that side of them, in a positive way. They've been married for 20 something years. I love that for them. What are your thoughts?
That was really cute. I mean, I feel like, I guess because we're going through the drama of the Martell interview or whatever with Tasha K and stuff, it's like, I don't know. Like, I agree with Tisha in that, like, show the receipts or whatever. But I like seeing them as a family. I like seeing her with the kids. Then when Wanda comes, I thought that was kind of funny because we haven't seen, like, did we not see Wanda last season? I guess once Mel left, everybody who's been banned could come back. I don't know how that works, but I was like, okay. And so I like seeing her, but then I just feel like, and I wonder what people, let us know what you think in the comments, because I feel like this is such a long, drawn out storyline. So, like, I know they did that interview, but yeah, like, we need to see some receipts. We need to see some real live side chicks making an appearance. Like, we need a little bit more than, oh, we think they're cheating. Because to me, I feel like, okay, I mean, I hate to be like this, but assuming they are cheating,
Mm-hmm.
Tisha and Kimmy aren't going nowhere. They haven't been going anywhere. I guess they're choosing not to show it on the show. So can we, like, I don't
Right.
know. I'm kind of tired of talking about it if we're not really going to see any receipts. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think if there were receipts, I don't think either of them would leave. So what difference does it
I
make?
don't think so. Right. Like Rashida's not gonna leave Kirk. You know what I'm saying? So look, when the mama come in, first of all, I now I'm not a Love and Marriage Huntsville long time reviewer. She's rude as hell. I'm sorry. Like you coming to, I know that's her mama, but dang, and I get I get. Okay, I look at both sides. So as a mother, if my son-in-law on TV, they saying you got some kind of side to situation. Oh yeah, I'm coming through and I'm gonna say what the hell's going on with y'all. I'm also gonna question my daughter as well. I'm not gonna just question him. You know what I'm saying? She came in so
Right.
rude, sitting down and like you own the house. Like that's something I do not like. I don't think a mother-in-law should come in like that, where it's like I'm gonna take over and do this, whatever, whatever. I experienced a little bit of that in my younger days, but at the same time, he was also disrespectful to her. So to me, I don't know how to feel as far as if I'm sitting there, Letitia, and all this is going on in my face. You know what I'm saying? What's your thoughts about that?
Um, it's tough. Like I feel like Wanda does come in like, okay, I'm the mama, I run the show.
Mm-hmm.
And I think part of what's interesting is, and you see this, I think, in real life with a lot of people too. I feel like because of Tisha's mama, Wanda, that's why she married somebody like Marceau, because they
Mm-hmm.
both the same person. You know what I mean? Like they flip of the same
Mm-hmm.
kind
Mm-hmm.
coin. They both rude. They both kind of obnoxious. They both kind of run over Tisha, and she kind of is like, okay. And that's how she is with her mom, and that's how she is with Marceau, and that's why Marceau and Wanda kind of bump heads, right?
Okay.
And because Wanda's sitting there like, I'm your mama, I raised you, you should be ride or die with me. Marceau
Mhm.
is like, I'm your man, you chose me, whatever.
Right. Right.
And so I think that her mother could have a little bit more, just chill with how she approaches them and how she talks to them and stuff. But that would be on Tisha to be like, you need to get you can't act like this in my house. And Tisha, I mean, I think she's a super sweet person, but maybe that's how she was because Wanda was always like this, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So maybe
Right.
that's how she is. And that's how she ended up with someone who also is really controlling like that. So, but outside of that, I do support, kind of what Wanda was saying. Like, okay, well, yeah, maybe you're not answering it for social media, but you need to answer it for me.
Yeah, I really agree with you 100%. The line is a bit blurry. It's kind of hard to decipher, like, which side you want to be on with that. So let's go ahead and go to Kimmy and Maurice. I think Kimmy and Maurice are actually a cute couple to me. I don't know. I love, again, they're showing her, I'm sorry, showing the son. Like, to me, they're doing more than what we were asking about. We got the drama, that's cool, but to see, with your kid, it's like, okay, they're a family, they're doing a thing, and you're introducing us. Because we said about Love and Marriage DC as well. We like to see the children and all the dynamics, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But so as far as the whole DUI, thank God this is over with. It was dismissed. Of course, his son is asking. I understand that. I would be asking my dad too, like, hey, what's going on? So the DUI thing is done. It's dismissed. Me myself, I knew it was gonna be dismissed. It didn't sound like it had a lot of, legit situations. It just seemed like it was kind of like some stuff for TV, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And
Right.
but at the same time, to me, how you conduct yourself as a black man or man, period, you driving home and you drinking and you're on TV. You not think that you have to be careful with stuff like that. And to me, I hope it's a lesson for him, to be honest. What are your thoughts?
I agree. I'm glad it was dismissed. I mean, I think he was doing a lot. And then last season, we talked about like right after it happened, then he's like at the club or whatever. Um, so, I think if you're holding yourself out there to be a certain kind of way, then you need to have some sort of reverence about what happened. But
Mm-hmm.
that being said, yeah, like it's great that it's dismissed. We can kind of leave it in the past, and yeah, just be careful when you're out clubbing. especially if you're in the public eye after you get to be a certain age. I mean, do you? But yeah,
Right.
just take a Uber. It's Ubers and Lyfts all around. Like, you don't have to actually get behind a car anyway. So, I feel like that's kind of, I don't know. I think grown folks, it's too much to be drinking and driving. Like, if you're
It
gonna be
is.
out someplace drinking, just, it's not like back in the day where you had to hail a taxi. You can just call a Lyft or Uber. So at this
100%.
point, it's really no excuse for like
It really isn't.
grown
I'm
people
sorry.
doing DUIs. Like,
Hmm.
I don't really
Right.
have no patience on that. But yeah, but I think that part, just kind of putting it behind him, and kind of, I like the fact that he didn't go on and on and on, and hopefully, we don't talk about this DUI all season. So
Lord Jesus. No, I'm
done
done with
with.
that
So we
myself.
right, exactly. We done with it. It's cool. Yeah.
So as she's talking about, her real estate, I knew there was a reason why that she was talking about this, and we'll get into that later. But she's got this place, and I think it's cute that and then others got this restaurant as well, which I actually am interested in seeing them with the restaurants. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be probably scenes there or whatever. I mean, we all know the candy restaurant situation was a hot mess. I mean, what people say, I've never ate there before, but people say that the candy situation there's like issues and whatever. But I don't know if that's to be true. But I hope that there's not the same issue that they're gonna have. But
Right.
it does seem like that she's good at what she does and she wants to showcase it. And I do love that for her, because I think that her asking him about the side chicks in the NDA was hilarious. I said, "What kind of segue is this?" Even though I understand that, because I would question that too. I'm not saying that I think you're doing whatever, but that's crazy. How's that? I said I signed an NDA, and she's talking about you don't. She said you honestly know it's the wrong answer. He was like, "Why?" So talk about that, because I think either he is in La La Land or he's trying to dodge something. Something about this to me is off. What do you think?
Okay, so I agree with you. There were certain sections where I was like, the interns are running production again. But um
Ooh, I cannot.
Carlos, I'm like, I don't know, where are you getting these production assistants or whoever you hired, my dude. And so I like that she at least asked him about it, because I kind of
Mhm.
feel like it's the same thing with Tisha. Like, they kind of ask, and then the answers are kind of crazy, and
Mhm.
then it's kind of like, okay, I love you, I trust you, or hee ha ha, it's a joke. Because it's like, okay,
Mm.
what do you mean? And then for me to have to explain it, and then to kind of us laugh it off, and it's like, oh, you just think so different. No, he thinks like an attorney. He answered the question that you asked, which was about an NDA. He didn't answer any questions about a mistress. And the way they cut the scene, he still didn't answer it.
Right.
So, yeah, like, that is sort of like a lawyer move. Like, oh, okay, well, no one signs an NDA.
Well, I don't know. I just think something's not right about it. Eventually, I do think it will come out. I do think that. But not right now. And then they're gonna hold that. Carlos King likes to hold his receipts and say he's ready to reveal it. Blah blah blah. He probably knows everything. He's
Yeah,
afraid.
I agree. I mean, I think Kimmy and I think they are a cute couple. Like,
Mhm.
mostly, I feel like Kimmy is not, she doesn't. I think Maurice isn't sort of as rude as Marceau, and Kimmy doesn't back down as much as Tisha. So I think I like them as a couple.
Mhm.
I'm not saying necessarily that he has cheated or whatever, but like, just the way he answers stuff
Right.
just seems a little slick or something. It just seems like, okay, what? Like, just say, no, I don't have a mistress, instead of acting like, oh, I'm so offended by the question, when it's out here in social media anyway. So it's like, I don't know. But yeah.
So let's go to Miss Destiny, and this is what I was going to tell you about earlier. Is now she's getting back into real estate. I think this is hilarious. So Destiny's talking about getting. She's in. The people don't know. I said, girl, I didn't know. And Martell, who is her bestie or whatever, has come over and talking about these listings. Of course, he says, I'm also doing it with Kimmy as well. And here she goes. May the best woman win. Child, I already see drama brewing from just a real estate property. What do you think?
I'm so confused by that, because I'm like, you don't have a contract? Like, what does the contract say? Like, can you have other agents or not? Like, otherwise, you need to have a meeting with Kimmy or whatever. Like, I was very confused. And then he's working with the Fletchers. Everybody's doing the same thing on the same projects. So I don't know if this is like real or this is a production idea. Like, I'm not sure.
Right. Exactly.
I'm not sure, but it reminds me of um what is it, the bells or whatever.
Yes. Exactly.
When they had, they were the two real estate agents were battling over friends and stuff. So it definitely is going to be an issue. And yeah, I mean, kind of, I'm like, okay, you've had this license for 20 years, but this week now you're doing, I don't know, but we all got to get our hustle on, so I
Yeah.
support it.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not clear. Yeah, I'm like, what does your agreement say, Martell, or did you just agree to it like verbally or something? Because I'm
He
like,
don't know. He don't know.
right, if you have a contract with Kimmy, then you know,
Well, the segue to saying the side chick's name for the first time in years on the show was hilarious. Oh, just dealing with kids. Ariane. Or how is her name? Ariane? I don't want to say her name wrong. Is
right.
it?
I think that's
Okay.
right. Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, you've never said her name. You've called that woman a bottom feeder, a peasant, or whatever it was. But now you're saying her name proud because Mel's going. It's just hilarious. That tells you how much Mel's hand was on this show. Like you said, the people that she didn't want on there was not on the show. Since
Okay.
she has left, everybody is coming.
But see, I also think that I also wonder. I mean, we're not in their relationship or whatever, but then also I'm like, is this just for, or did production do this? You know what I mean? Like, I guess he's always been messing with or whatever, but it's like, yeah,
Right.
you were with Sheree, you were doing this and that, you were still claiming you
Oh
were single,
yeah.
but now you need somebody to film with? Like, I'm confused. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
my
now
god.
it's like now I don't know. Are we? I guess now we finally see her photo on the show. Is he actually going? Are they going to actually film her? I guess that's the
Oh,
question.
I can tell you right now. I can tell you right now. If we don't see her this season, uh, next season she'll be on the show. For him to say the way she keep on going, she's gonna get a ring, bro.
Right. So I'm like, he
I'm
has
like,
to start bringing
wow.
her to stuff. Like, it wouldn't even make sense to like be showing her photos and then show these clips when he called her a peasant and stuff. So to me, in order to really make sense, you would have to show her in some scenes. Like, I know he called me a peasant, I've been a side chick, but she has to do a confessional to explain it. Like,
Yes,
now
yes.
we're good.
Right, right. And they got a baby that's what 3 or 4 years. I'm just saying it's just a lot. I can see why
Now we're
Mel.
seeing photos of the baby. I'm like, y'all
Right.
are hilarious right now. Like, I thought it was so funny. I was like, okay. I was like, yeah, y'all.
Oh
I
my
I
god.
know if y'all didn't cut that girl a check, y'all better cut her by the
Let
end
me
of the
tell you
season,
something. Let me tell you
or
something, baby.
you're not gonna use my face and likeness without me,
100%.
without running me my coins. I know that. So
So let's get into the land situation. So that was crazy. She said he posted that he had a baby on the internet, and before he posted it, he texted her happy Thanksgiving. I'm like, what the hell was that? Oh my- Not happy holidays and posting the baby is crazy work to me. I don't get it. To me, it's like I feel bad for Destiny. I think that Lance is a very attractive young man. He is. So to me, and not saying thing this is pretty too. I'm saying, but he could probably have anybody he wants as far as a woman, and he's out there. He's young. He doesn't. And I think she was a little bit. I'm not gonna say she's foolish to think that he was just only messing with her. Look at Lance. I'm sorry. I'm just being realistic at 49. Go ahead. What you think?
well, not just. I would say not just
He didn't
look
get
at her.
he
I
didn't
think
he no.
also
I'm
the
sorry. He didn't give. To me, it didn't give. We are in a committed relationship. I'm just only dating you. But go ahead.
well, I was gonna say not so much that I'm only dating you, but it definitely they both made it seem like, oh, we're just hanging out or whatever. Like, maybe
Mhm.
they did definitely obviously sleep together or whatever, but neither person made it seem as if, oh, we're gonna be exclusive. So that wasn't a thing. So if he was messing with somebody and got caught up, and then I think at the time he probably felt guilty or whatever, but the time he actually posted, they weren't really together. You know what I mean? It was kind
Right.
of like a drive-by, halfway produced
Oh wow.
relationship. So it was
Mhm.
like, okay, y'all were, all of a sudden, oh yeah, she's, but it's not like we saw all these episodes where he's bringing Destiny to family barbecues and stuff. So it wasn't like, it wasn't yeah, kind of like what you said. To me, I didn't see where there was any sort of exclusivity or any discussions of being exclusive really
Right.
exchanged
Right.
as grown people would do. So, as long as it's not in your face, you would assume that the other person is seeing other people. And you would assume she might have been seeing other people
Hmm.
too. We don't really
Exactly.
know. But yeah.
Well, I know that you and I talked last year about this, about that Martell and that really weird sounding interview that he had with Ariana on YouTube, which is still crazy. Um, and of course, she's talking to him about it. She's saying, "You should not do all that. It's too much." That fool said, "I am not finished." I said, "Oh shit." So obviously, it's going to be a war with these men about who did what, and we'll get into that trailer at the end. I was like, "What the hell?" What do you think about? We talk about this. We don't gonna get to it. We don't have to get into it, but him talking about he wants to get revenge because he's feeling like they disrespected him or whatever. What do you think? Is he doing
Okay.
too much?
So two things. One, I think it's a grudge or whatever. But then two, which I think if you really felt that these people have been your friends for years or whatever, which they sort of were, and and which what I'm saying, how guys are, like, they all birds of a feather, so they all hanging out, kicking it, but you the only dog. So I can always understand where some of that irritation or whatever with them comes from. But it's like, we all grown. You did do all these things. You did have a baby. You know what I mean? Like, maybe they're wearing protection. I don't know. But you're the one with the whole side child.
Hmm.
So, you have done more, apparently, or the way it appears,
Right.
than they have. So I don't know. Like, are you still really this mad, or is this just like production, like, okay, let's keep the beef going? Because it's like, like, if their wives aren't willing to leave, their wives aren't male, right? So that's it. Like, why are we still talking about it? Or show them who the women are, and then they still won't leave, and then that's it. Like, to
Yeah.
me, it's like, why are you still holding on to, well, they cheat too? Like, I don't even know what he gains, even if he wins the argument. Like, okay, they wives might already know. Like, so what?
It doesn't make any sense in my opinion. So let's talk about Ken, because this is another hot mess altogether. But when Ken is introduced in this episode, he is meeting up with, what's his name? Marquez? Is that his name?
Marquez, I think, or
I don't know. I'm sorry if I say that. Marquez, whatever. So to me, I feel like Ken is, yes, Marquez is Marquez. That he is seeing Letitia's husband up under his name is also crazy work. But anyway, that he is trying to be a man and talking to him and trying to, find some common ground. I'm gonna say this. First of all, you contested the divorce. You are saying you want to be a father to these kids. You moved to the city, but the kids haven't seen you. I'm really confused, but you are mad that publicly you don't look like a man. And so you are trying to ruin everything that they have going on because you are so upset that they are trying to be happy and she's happy without you. The thing about it, and this is real talk, when he left years ago and left the kids and her, he literally thought, in my opinion, he literally thought that she would go just sit around and whenever he felt like coming back, then he was going to be there. And that was not fair to her. And I feel like he's pissed now and act like a little spoiled brat because now she done moved on and try to be happy. To me, I respect Ken for talking to Marquez, even though Marquez is very irritating. Go ahead. What are your thoughts? He's very irritating. I'm sorry.
okay. See, I don't know. I'm in the middle. I definitely think he is irritating, but I don't like, I do think he's irritating. I agree with that. But like, he's been there, but then I'm not clear, has he seen the kids? Has he seen them? I'm not sure if he's seen them or not. Then I feel like she's so mad,
Right.
like, she's still emotionally tied. And I think that, like he said, I mean, I don't blame him for contesting the divorce if she put on there, we don't have any minor children, and they do. And especially if, if the whole thing is, well, you don't see your kids or whatever. So if it's not in the agreement, that's the purpose of the agreement, is to work out what sort of visitation he would have with the younger, with the minor child or whatever. So I'm kind of like, well, he should contest it because it's not accurate. So I don't really blame him necessarily for contesting it, because you're not going to sign something. I don't know, maybe he ain't got no money or whatever for a lawyer or whatever the situation is. But yeah, you do need to work out what your visitation and your custody is going to be. But she's like, oh, she's so on 1,000 with him. Whereas, like, I think if you chill out a little bit like Ken does, I don't know about taking vacations together. That sounds whack. But,
Yes.
Maybe you could have some reasonable co-parenting. Their whole thing, to me, I feel like they're still where we left off at the end of the season. Like, I'm like, okay, well, Ken is hanging out with you and trying to be nice or whatever, but she's still like on 1,000. And I'm like, okay, girl, just if he comes, like, your kids are almost grown now. So now it's to the point where, like, they are going to be impacted by what you do. So just pull back. And, when he can see the kids, they can make their own judgments. So just.
I agree with that about the kids part. Like at the end of the day, there are, I forgot how old the younger one is. She still has to make decisions about the little girl. But yes, they are almost grown and they can speak for themselves. Now, with that being said, I'm tired of hearing Marquez was, oh, I see a man in that place. I'm tired of hearing about that. Because to me, I'm like with you, with her, with the angriness, her anger, I think, comes from the fact that she feels like he probably won't let her be happy. But his emotional ties and all that whining, I'm sorry, like, bro, it's done. She's with somebody else. And I really do think that Marquez thinks that he's going to get her back. And
And but to be honest, outside of the whining, he probably could, because I don't feel like she's all that happy with Ken, because I think she don't move like she's really that content. So I'm not sure. I mean, I think he probably does feel like, I don't know, but you know how somebody, if they really, really mad at you, it's because they really, really have feelings for you too.
not
So
necessarily, not necessarily. I hate people say that. Not necessarily. Sometimes anger could be you just pissed off because she wants to have her life. She wants to have this her kin guy, the muscle guy. I think this everything she wants to be in her future is Ken. Everything in her past is Marquez. And Marquez, to me, you like I said, I don't think he really even wants her. I think when he left, like I said, he thought his family was gonna be there when he got through wandering all over ATL, and then try to come back to her. She's like, I can't. I'm done. I'm moving somebody else. And so to me, that is the only reason why I feel like he's doing this, contesting all that crap, trying to, I want kids and all this stuff. That's it. And he also wants to prove to the world, because the theme of him kept saying today on the episode, he kept saying, y'all don't know her. Y'all don't know her, even to her friend. So I just feel like he wants to prove to everybody that she's a bad guy, and they're both doing to each other. I just don't think there's no love there at all. That's just my opinion. I don't know.
yeah, I'm not sure if there's no love there, honestly, but because I feel like they both are acting like, I mean, they both are acting like, okay, we're still living in this hurt or whatever.
Okay, so if he loved her, why did he, be gone? Who leaves a marriage and just leave for years and then just come back and wonder she's gonna be by herself? I mean, I'm just asking you honestly. I mean, honestly.
I don't think. I think he has some emotional, whatever issues going on. So he might not be a person who expresses himself clearly, or even from what I can see, expresses himself clearly. He might have his own struggles. He clearly probably has some sort of self-esteem, other issues going on. I think, did he love her? Yes. Did he, he had all these deaths in his family. Did he not communicate? Was he whatever? Did he have some issues? Yeah. Did he want her to still be there? Yeah, that's what he wanted. Was it realistic or reasonable or whatever? No.
Right.
Okay. But I do feel like he wants to be back in that house. He wants to be back with her.
Oh, yes.
And while I do feel like Ken is the ideal of what she wants in her future, I feel like is something, I don't know. I don't feel like she would jump, even when she was halfway trying to get the paper signed and stuff. Ken's not it to me. I feel like Ken is one of those people that looks good on paper, but you hang with him and it's just, just her interactions with Ken. I'm not saying they have good dreams in terms of we're going to do the gym and we're both working out and all of that. And I think that's
Just the way
great,
you said that.
but it's something that's not sparking right with Ken.
Well,
And
I'm sorry. I don't see no sparkle Marquez. I'm
I'm
sorry.
not,
I don't
I'm
see
not
it. I'm
saying she's
sorry.
going back to Marquez, but I think Ken is the ideal. Like you have this, like like when you make your list of what you want and you write on a sheet of paper, and then you meet the person who's on that list, but you still don't really vibe with them. Like she might have some sort of, how people they say what they want, but what they really attracted to are the bad boys. But what you want is the professional. That's how
Mhm.
she seems. She seems like she really want what Ken is offering, but she don't want Ken.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm not saying she wants to go back to Marquez because I think she realized like, oh, he's crazy and a fool and probably broke and probably emotionally
Not probably broke, but yes, I agree
probably
with that.
broke, emotionally immature. Like, he kind of comes off very much as a goofy or whatever, but it is, but I think she wants something more. I don't know if I want to say passionate, but it's something I feel like that's missing in that click with Ken. Because at the end of the day, if she really wanted Ken like that, she would have been. She's only really going through the divorce because we're all on TV talking about, wait, why haven't you sent in the paperwork? Why haven't you done this? Why haven't you done that? She didn't mind it. She didn't care.
Well,
So
the divorce thing is weird to me, but I will say this: I think that Ken is moving a little bit too fast trying to marry her. You cannot, if she's getting divorced, and that's rough, and then you want her to get married right after, like, bro, no. I mean, maybe engage or maybe even something,
Well,
maybe not
yes, he
even
had
that.
to be with her for years and years and years while she was still married. That's why he seems like he's in a rush because he was willing to be the side dude until they brought it to TV. So now all of a sudden, okay, we need to legitimize it and it's rushing, but like how many years have they been together? So it's kind of like, okay, if she was really ready to move on and leave that relationship and kind of get herself, she probably need some time by herself to get herself together and
That's
then
very true.
mentally in her mental space
No, I agree with that as well. All
and
right.
figure out. So yeah.
Let's talk about the Fletchers. How the grandparents have drama, but I guess it does happen. So, she said they have two little girls. Chris has a baby and Lance has a baby. I'm like, wow. And this is Lance's third, and this is Chris's first baby, Chris Jr. And so
Right.
they're pretty shocked about the fact that that whatever. I mean, as parents, I get that, you know what I'm saying, but like it is what it is. Um, and in of course, to me, the Fletchers are always in everybody's mess. I'm sorry, they're literally known for that now. I'm not trying to be funny. I know that they're like the older couple of the show. I love that for them, but they're also the messiest a little bit. I'm like, how is the grandma, grandpa, especially Nail, but not just Nail, but Chris too. I'm sorry. So in the beginning, she's talking about how she wants to talk to Lance because she feel like he's a little worn out. I mean, babies do wear you out, and like he's struggling a little bit, and she hasn't really seen him or whatever, so she wants to check on whatever. And I get that. He just said, and she said she's gonna pull up at his house. I'm pretty sure they're gonna talk about. So of course here goes messy Chris saying, "Oh, guess what? By the way, Martell's gonna stop by." Like, bro, you tried to mentor Mel. Mel ended up leaving the show after the reunion. Like you tried to mentor him, and that was a horrible situation. Like I don't. So they went to that Polo Classic thing, and there is a picture of her and Orion, and I guess it went viral. I didn't even see all that. I mean, I try not to focus much on them on the cast when the show's over with, unless I really want to get into it. So apparently this picture went viral, and I'm sure she said I got all these phone calls. I'm pretty sure Mel was one of the people who called her. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Let me stop. Because Mel's name ain't even mentioned at all in this episode. I said, damn, they just completely like dust, woof, gone. Like I'm like, Jesus Christ. But yeah. So as soon as Martell comes to the house, the dog is barking, all kind of mess is going on. Oh, by the way, Chris looked really good. I know he's older, but I've always thought Chris was a very attractive black man. He's the body. He's an older guy. I'm like, look, I see why somebody said Nail took him from somebody or whatever happened, child. But anyway,
Right.
what do you think about the Polo Classic and the picture? Now he's saying he wasn't trying to set them up or whatever. I think Martell is lying, but go ahead.
I don't know. I wouldn't say he's lying, but I
He's
don't
also
know
messy.
why with Carlos. Like, I don't know. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like it could be any. I don't know. To me, it's like okay, if you're hanging out and you're hanging out with Arion, why would Martell need to set the photo up? You know what I'm saying? Like bloggers, whoever, people that are out and about,
Well, that's true. That's
they're
true.
already gonna do it. So like to me, it's like, well, what did you think? Nobody was gonna take no photos? Like I'm not clear why he would have to. I mean, I think sometimes it's like, okay, to me, would is Martell above doing it? No, but I don't see why necessary. Is Carlos above doing it? No. So it could have been him. It could have been Carlos. And it's not like I don't know. Like I'm not saying I don't think they're famous enough to be like, oh, there's paparazzi. But I'm like, is he calling TMZ? Like I'm not sure.
When she said she got on live with her natural hair and freckles was saying, I did not entertain this woman. I was dead. I was like, what? I said, okay.
But you were there hanging out and chit chatting, and if someone caught a photo,
Right.
it is what it is.
Right. And to me, I understand it's the first time meeting her. I get that. But for her to go on live and say, I would not to take, this to me, that was a little too much. But you were shaking her hand and smiling at her. Now, I mean, of course, I know you being social. That's everybody. If being social with people and talking, hey, how you doing? Whatever. I get that. But to me, it's like you being social is okay. But for you to go on live, like it's all Martell's fault, and I'm like, girl, wait, what? You don't even know who took the picture.
Right. But I also agree with what you're saying is that even though it's not mentioned, I think it all has to do with Mel, because otherwise, who really cares? It's the fact that Mel is your friend, and Mel was probably like, wait, so now you hanging out with that hoe? That's probably how Mel was.
Mm-hmm.
And she just was like, no, Martell took the photo and sent it to the bloggers. Like, is that what they're saying? You know what I mean? It's like, first of all, he probably didn't even have to do all of that. It's just the fact that now he's taking Arion to these social events. Of course, people are going to document that because they were, I guess, not really doing that before. Maybe they were going to some social events, but not others where there would be cameras or whatever. But now that it's been agreed that she's going to, be mentioned and shown on the show, he's moving differently with her, I guess. So to me, it's like, okay, I'm kind of surprised she wouldn't expect there would be photos.
So, Ken and this is Latrice. I'm sorry, this to me. Letitia's on this show. Anyway, so they're riding the car and talking about the whole conversation that he had with Marquez. And of course, she's saying, I don't believe him. He's got some up his sleeve. I'm like, Lord, this whole to me that was a little bit of a kind of going back to what we were saying earlier about she's just angry, and again, I think she does have every right to be angry at him. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not saying I agree with a lot of her moves, especially with the divorce situation, but in my opinion, I get why she's so angry towards him. Like I said, he left her and them kids. There's nowhere in the world it would be nice when I see you every time. Every time I see you, it's gonna be up and stuck every time I see you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Every time. This time I had to clean the kids, take them back and forth. I don't care if it was for a year, 2 years. Can you imagine being a mom like that? Knowing he just up and left. We didn't get divorced, we separated, you just up and left because you had some death in the family. The kids still gotta go to school. I still gotta make sure the kids are getting taken care of. Come on, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like it was just a lot. It was just a lot. Okay. And then I'm gonna let you say that we're gonna move on to when her friend comes over so we can.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I mean, I get where her anger is coming from, but then also it seems like I don't know. It seems like she's also I don't know if she needs therapy or whatever. She also needs to kind of work through it because it seems like she's sitting in that anger, and it's like if you're not gonna mess with them, don't just don't deal with them, and then just move on with the co-parenting. But yeah, she's actively angry. She's actively kind of trying to shame him and stuff. And it's like, okay, I'm not saying you shouldn't be angry, but for your own peace of mind, you need to kind of find a way to deal with that anger in a way that kind of isn't gonna kind of mess your kids up.
Got you. I agree with that. And one thing I will say, I did not like that eyeshadow she had on with that red dress or pink dress. I'm sorry, I just want to say that. I thought that was a no. Okay, so when she was sitting there with her friend Sharon, and they was talking about Marquez and all this kind of stuff, The part that I did not like is the way he walked in the house. I'm not gonna lie. To me, that was so disrespectful. Like, first of all, bro, this is not your house. First of all, you wanted a spot on the show. You so bad when be a part of this damn cast intro. Like, you cannot just walk in my house like that. Like you running things, or you the man at the house. I don't care if you're coming to get our kids. And I would say it from my child. Don't let him in here unless he knocks on the door, ring doorbell. He's not allowed to just walk in his house like that. Give me your thoughts. I'm
Okay, so I had, well, I didn't go back and watch it again, but like, did he walk in or did he walk in behind the son? Because he doesn't have a key, right?
Wait, you know
So,
what? Okay, that's a
so,
good question.
so that was my thing because the way they filmed it made it seem like he's just putting a key in the door and walking in, which would be weird because you don't have a key. So you're going to take the key from the son. Where to me, I do feel like if you're dropping off your daughter, which we didn't see the daughter, but if you're dropping off the daughter and then the son has a key and you're walking in behind him,
No, no,
maybe
no. Marquez walked in first. Marquez walked in first, and the son came in behind him. And the way
right.
he
So that doesn't really make sense to me, like logically. So that's the part I was like, did production do this? Because it seems stupid. Because it's like if your son is walking up to the door, what are you gonna do? Take the key and unlock the door? Like that doesn't like I guess that's what he did, but that seems weird as heck. You know
the
what I'm
door, the
saying?
door, the door probably was unlocked after she let Sharon in. But the thing of it is, he's standing there asking her how long you known Trish. Like to me, I know what you're saying. I just Marquez's energy is irritating my soul. You're walking
I
in.
I see. Okay, I agree with you in terms of
Wait, hold
if
on,
he just
hold
walked
on,
in, but
hold on. No, he did. He did just walk in, and then you questioning my guest. Like the first, because Sherry didn't say anything. The first thing he said is, "Oh, do you have a question? You know, your energy. Hey." As soon as he walked in, he just said that, and she's like, "What?" Then she questioned him after that because you did ask me that question, and then he's saying on her to calm down. I just like Marquez gives woman energy to me. I am sorry if whoever I offend, but he does give me like this the sassy like. Go ahead, Erica. I'm sorry. He just
I mean,
irritates me.
I'll have to go back and watch it again. But I think
He
the way
did, girl. He just walked
it
in.
was filmed was weird because to me, it's like if this, you know what I mean? Like, anyway. So the way it was set up, I think was kind of strange because it's like, oh, so she left, like, I don't know. To me, like you said, she's leaving the door open. Like, it just doesn't logically make sense. But okay, assuming he took the son's key and opened the door, whatever, that is crazy. But I do think, I don't know if he heard them talking or whatever. I do feel like the friend's energy was crazy. And the friend was kind of like, well, yeah, I got some stuff to say. And it's like, and that's why he was like, but I don't know you, which I think is valid. I don't know you. So why are you saying anything? Like, really, should nothing be said? Let the kids leave or wherever he's taking them out or he's waiting for the son or whatever. So it's like, wait, what? And then so I felt like the friend was coming in hot, which I get it. You want to defend your friends, but I think he's right. You only met her a few years ago. And now you're gonna jump into, somebody I've known for 20 years. Like you don't really know me. And if you have a question you want to ask because you coming at me hot, ask your questions. But so I do. It is very petty or
Okay,
femaleish or
hold on.
whatever. Like I'll get you with that, but I do feel like the friend was coming in hot. I'm like, girl, you just know what Shisha told you. So
No,
just
I get that but she only came in hot because he came at her. The part that also pissed me off was that he's saying she don't know you, right? Then you're sitting here saying this stupid stuff talking about oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't there for you. You didn't come to my dad's funeral. What the hell is going on? Get your whiny ass up out of here, bro. Like seriously, I cannot stand him. I'm sorry. You sitting here
see,
talking.
to me, I'm like, okay, it's one thing. All
Oh
right,
my
you didn't
god.
come to the funeral, but it's another thing. Instead of letting my daughter come to her grandfather's funeral, you're sending her to a dance competition like that. I do feel like that's trifling. Like, why wouldn't she go to the funeral? Like, why is she going to go compete instead of seeing her grandfather be buried? Like, I think that's
No, I don't look. I don't know what made her do all that, but I feel like they were broken already. And to me, I lost my father, so losing your dad is a traumatic situation. But like you said earlier, I'm not gonna give him no kind of grace because I feel like the way he handled everything was horrible. And I'm not saying that everybody handles death, whatever, because everybody handles death, different ways. You know what I'm saying, good or bad or whatever. But for me, you're talking about this in front of people because he wants the world to come down. I told you he wants the world to come down on Trish, and I'm not going to be the one to do it. I'm sorry. I feel like he wants to punish her because when he left, maybe he wanted her to go. I don't know the whole conversation. But when he left like he did for years because he was upset, sad, or whatever about the death in his family, he just thought she should just be there. And he's still pissed that she moved on. I'm going to stand 10 toes on that. Because you talking about that in front of the kid, the boy, and the thing about it is she said, look, she said, first of all, how did you pick up the daughter? Because what ended up happening was the brother, I'm sorry, Xavier was supposed to pick her up from school and get her drink or something, whatever, a protein drink or something. Then all of a sudden, he just cuts in, goes and picked them up. Like, what is happening? No communication, no text message saying, hey, I'm going to go pick up our daughter. Or nothing. You just using the excuse. To me, in my opinion, it ain't about the kids for Marquez. He's using any excuse to see her, to be in the scene. I'm sorry. That's my opinion.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I mean, I see what you're saying, but I don't know. Like, I feel like she's like, oh, to me, I felt like she was trying to front, like, okay, you've been here a few days. She just told a girlfriend he been here. Ken told me he's been here, but he hadn't seen the kids. He hadn't doing this. He ain't doing that. And then, he's like, but I am here. How did I get it? I got him. You know what I'm saying? So to me, she doesn't really know whether he's seen them or not. And she's trying to front like, well, no, you didn't do this. To me, they're both playing the same game. She's coming at him, trying to make him look trifling, and he's coming back trying to make her look trifling. And really, I feel bad for the son because, the son is like, just go outside. So now, right. And then she's like, well, no, how do I do this? And it's like, well, why are you trying to play him in front of the son, in front of your girlfriend or whatever? And then why are you going to bring your son into it? So I think they are both playing the same game. Like, I don't think she's any... she is better in terms of what happened in the past, but in terms of this argument, I think they both need to just chill out. If you're supposed to be taking them somewhere, then go wait outside for them, or whatever, and for her to even bring the son into it, it's like, I think that's a lot and can be damaging, honestly.
And for the son to have to say, Dad, go outside. Like, bro, that you are a grown ass man. He said, Dad, go outside. Then he said, go outside. Like, bro, and then you steady talking on the way out the door. I'm sorry, I'm Erica. I get what you're saying, but I'm watching him. This is stupid. Like, you are sassy as hell. I'm sorry. Your son is telling you go outside. Dad, go outside 3 times. Like, to me, that's crazy. All right, son, I'm sorry. Oh, hey, 1.5 million, Xavier. Like, if you want to go into detail, we go into detail. What are you talking about? Get your sassy ass about my house. Oh my God, so irritating. Okay, so that's pretty much the end of the show. So yeah. It shows a trailer of course, I knew it was going to happen, where she's going to ask her son. You could tell me about what's going on. Destiny Martell, which I guess you're trying to say Destiny gonna messing with Lance's cousin. I don't know what's happening with that child. I don't know what's going on. Oh, Jesus Christ, there's a lot happening. But the conversation with Martell and what's his name? Maurice? Is that Maurice he was talking to?
Yes, Maurice. Mm-hmm.
When he said, first of all, how does my cock look? I said, wait, what the hell? Because he's trying to say you saw me with somebody else. Look, that conversation needs to happen. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like you were saying that earlier, it needs to happen, right?
All the receipts. I mean, he's getting a little graphic, but it's like, however you want to roll with it. Let's do it.
Okay, so Nell was the original one that said that about the NDA thing, right? They called her they called her old lady Nell. I was like, oh my God, talking about the husbands. So the thing about it, when you see Nell sitting there with Kimmy and going back and forth, and I saw some hands, I said, wait a minute, I know good and well y'all behind ain't finna go and put no hands on each other. You know this age, you are past the grown age to be putting hands. At this age I am now, I am not fighting anybody unless, and I have to put, I'm not gonna lie, unless a female tries me. I'm just being honest. A female tries me, and I'm from Louisiana and I live in Texas. I know how to squab. I'm going to say that on live, on air. I know how to squab very, very well. And I'm healthy as hell now. I'm a lot lighter and move a lot faster, baby. The punches, I know how to punch, all that type of stuff. So my thing is this. I'm never scared. Even if he was a big bitch, I wouldn't even care. It's like a big bitch can still fall, but a big back. Anyway, so um, but me myself at this age, I'm not gonna fight anybody because it's ridiculous. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm too old. If I do fight, I'm probably gonna hurt my knee or something. Probably sore pain, and then and I don't have no record, so I'm not about to. I'm not gonna do all that. I'm just not. So to see Dale and her get up, I said, I know. I said, please tell me they're not gonna fight. I didn't like that scene. I'm gonna be honest with you. It was kind of gross. I'm gonna be honest with you. I just was like, wait a minute, what is going on? Then I like how Maurice and his brother talking about how he said, I brave the golden child. I think this is something we need to hear as well. I'm looking forward to that conversation, to be honest, right?
Yeah, I think that'll be interesting because I think it'll show a little bit of a deeper family dynamic.
Right, because everybody has had them, siblings and I won't say a lot. I have a little sister who my little sister's gorgeous, by the way, and she's a younger sister. So I always felt like, okay, she's the younger sister, I'm the older sister, I'm more in trouble. So yes, I really want to hear that talk because I have felt something. I love my sister. Oh my God, it's my baby. But what I'm saying is, every sibling has something, especially if you're the oldest, and I think he's the oldest, right? So. Right. Marquez and Ken about to fight. So first of all, I'm like, why is everybody for the fight in this season? Carlos King said he's gonna bring the drama and mess in this season. Okay, so the thing about it, he said he called the courthouse and talking about the no minor children, and then like what you were saying, and he throwing the paper in his face, telling him to get out, and he talking about, bro, I'm telling you, it's gonna be bad. When Ken was walking towards him, I was like, Marquez, you said it's gonna be bad. You mean you're gonna be hurt bad? Because this man looks like Hulk walking. Give me your thoughts about what I just. Come on,
run, Marquez, run!
Yeah, I was
like to say, get your running shoes on, man. Ken probably can't run that fast. He's just strong. You need to get to running. That's gonna be my recommendation.
But when I got watch the scene again before with the way he was walking towards him, it was just like Hulk Hogan. They need to do that. They need to do a slow down mode and turn him green.
Right? Exactly. Do it in slow motion for sure. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that was a horrible thing. Okay, so
that's gonna be funny how they went from buddy to fighting. So that'll be interesting.
Because Marquez wants to be in that house. He wants to be in the scene. He wants to be the man at the house. He wants so bad for her to say, I'm done with Kim. I'm gonna get back with you. That's what he wants to hear. He'll probably start crying. Literally. Because did you not say he said you better get him, gonna get bad? Like, bro, what are you saying? You like a half a size of this man. If he hit you, you probably gonna be asleep for 2 days. What are you talking about? Like
that's so true. That's the truth, Ruth, for sure.
So the divorce and the contesting that. What do you say? You agree with him doing that? What the real reason, in your opinion? Because anybody would have just signed it. Give me your real opinion.
No, I agree with him. If it says we have no minor children, and I do have minor children that I want to actually have visitation rights to see, then it needs to be in the agreement. So I would put it in the agreement and then sign it. I think he has, a valid point in that if you put on there that we have no minor children, then, it's almost as if custody, any sort of arrangement, any sort of visitation is sort of unresolved. And that, if they're not splitting any assets or anything, that's the main thing that you do need to resolve is what's going to happen with the child. So, if that's indeed why he contested it, you know what I'm saying? And especially if it's not accurate. If we do have minor children, then why would you sign something that says you don't? Like,
okay, so I see what you're saying. So with the divorce, about the minor kids, him saying that, I'm sorry, calling or whatever, it means if he does sign it, he won't be able to see the kids. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying it means that he won't be able to see the kids, but it means that it's still unresolved. You know what I'm saying? And then also, if you know what I mean? Like now, if he wants to see the kids and she's like, no, what's he going to do? He don't have anything because it said you didn't have no kids who were minors anyway. So
my question is, why did she put that in the first place? I don't understand that. I don't even understand why she wrote that.
It might have just been, it sounds like it might be a form or something. You know what I mean? Like maybe it's just something where she checked the wrong box. She's trying to get it done. That's what I would assume. Like I can't imagine she hired someone and they typed and wrote that. So maybe she just checked the wrong box or something. And it might not. And so I'm not necessarily saying it means he couldn't visit them per se, but I can say definitely as a lay person, if I read that and I know it's not correct, I wouldn't sign it either.
Hmm.
Whether I was an attorney or not. I wouldn't sign it if I know I have a minor child and it says I don't. Like I wouldn't sign that. I wouldn't say, "Oh, I'm not going to get divorced." We would just go in and amend it or correct it. So I don't know why it's like it shouldn't be all this drama. Just go in and correct the paperwork and then sign it. Like I think it could be half an episode, but I don't think we need to talk about it for mutual many weeks.
Right.
Like just say, or and sometimes people get their divorce decree and then they have their child custody and support separate. Like that might be a separate part of the thing. But it seemed like I don't know if either one of them really has representation. They seem like they kind of just throwing stuff together for the show, really. So maybe she probably just filled out a form wrong, is what I'm guessing,
Right. Right.
instead of really like hiring somebody to actually drop a decree to make sure it was accurate.
So the last scene for the trailer is, the Fletchers, she's Nail talking about keep my name out your mouth. And then because to me, let me tell you something, Kimmy to me gives, I don't play. I think that Nail don't play either, but to me, Kimmy, I don't know, girl. I think in her younger days, she used to probably throw down, like I used to back in the day. But again, I'm gonna say this again. I did not like the scene because they were touching. They was like, putting hands. It's like I said, for me, I'm not fighting anybody at this grown ass age. It is crazy. I'm not doing that. Nothing's gonna make me fight anybody. It's not worth it to me, or
Right.
nothing. You know what I'm saying? At this, I have too much going on, my brands, whatever. And again, I'm probably gonna get hurt because I'm old. I'm not a young person no more. Even if I do win the fight, I'm probably gonna be in an episode so bad for 2 days. You know what I'm saying? It's like, girl, I'm not about to be up there putting my hands on anybody in nothing. I'm not doing any of that. I think it's just ridiculous to me. I'm sorry. And to me, you're a grandmother. You just talked about this episode. You have 2 grandchildren. You have
Right.
2 grandbabies, and you're literally fighting a woman. Y'all about to. I'm not sure if y'all the same age, or maybe she's a little bit older than her. But my thing is this: I just don't agree with that. What are your thoughts about that? Because the
No,
fighting, I don't like it.
yeah, I agree with you, especially those two people, Kimmy and Nell. It's like, what? So yeah, I think they both are just too, or well, Nell is older and Kimmy, I think, gives off a lot of maturity about
Right?
herself. So
Yes.
it's
Yes.
like, yeah, it shouldn't even get, at that point, y'all should just be leaving. Like, okay, we all need to talk. So yeah, I agree with you on that. I don't like to see that. And maybe, that's some editing hodgepodge and we'll see what really happens. But yeah, I agree with you. I do not want to see that, especially for those particular characters.
Well, to say that you're going to throw her in the pool, I didn't like that either. I was like, bro, what? I don't know. Like I have a bad temper. I have to admit, I know I do. I would click in the instant, but I could drag you all day and talk about you or whatever, unless you are in my face and threaten me or something, like, touch me, whatever, then I'm gonna have to react. But um honestly, I would not want it to happen, even with somebody I don't like, even with my enemy that I've dragged, and I've dragged many cast members, whatever, or just people in my real life. But I would not want to get to a point where it's like we're going to be putting hands on each other, regardless of whoever it is, because
Right.
I want to be in that position, and I want to be in that position as well. And I mean that seriously. I wouldn't care who it was. And I have people I don't like. I have a list. It's very long. And even on that list, as long as it is, no, I would never put my hands on anybody. I'm telling you, unless I feel like my life was threatened, or my kids, or my man, or like my mama, or some, or my sister. It would have to be something like that for me to just lose that character side and say, bump it. It is what it is.
Right.
It,
I agree. I agree. I agree with that. And I think that they should have that same sort of mentality too. It seems like they would, because they both seem sort of older and mature or whatever, but I don't know.
and I get it. I'm not on a reality show, and I'm not in that position. I also get that as well. So I can say that very easily sitting back here on the computer. But if I'm in somebody's face and they're like, Kamisha, I'm about to something or whatever that might look like, then I'm probably gonna stand up and say, okay, let's go. I'm not gonna lie if I'm in that mode. But to me, I really would want to avoid it. If someone stopped me, I probably would say, you know what, I'm not doing this. Like someone pull me back, like Destiny's pulling back a nail. I'll probably be like, no, I'm not doing this because I'm too old and this is immature. I do stuff that I'm not happy with sometimes anyway, especially when I get mad. Um, and I try to work on that, but it's a struggle bus. But
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
have a bad temper, I do. I'm a Cancer. girl, it's just rough, and I'm Cajun. It's just a lot up in there. So I'm trying to work on it. I've been pretty cool for the past few months. I haven't been doing too much. I've been kind of chill, but Rachel Love is coming back, so we'll see what happens.
I know that's right. And I feel you, girl. I too am a Cancer, so I totally feel you.
Oh, period. Okay. All right. Miss Erica, what you got going on your channel?
I'm going to have Love After Lockup comes back August 1st. I'm gonna
Mhm.
do probably a couple of shows, that have already dropped like on Amazon or something. So we'll see. I'm gonna get it. It's been a little bit slow this summer, but we're gonna get it back on and popping.
Okay. Well, me myself, I'm still working on CBS Big Brother, and I'm also doing Bravo's King Court coming up. I'm also part of that press. I am
Oh, cool.
still
Okay.
I did Loving Hip Hop Atlanta. Yeah, actually, my Rashida and Kirk video went kind of viral on TikTok. The clip I sent, because of the whole Bambi thing, whatever, and that was pretty good. I also interviewed Scrappy and Medici. So that's stuff been going good. Also, I think I'm on the Stars Magic City press, and that was really good. I already watched it already. Very very good. Um, I'm trying to see if the other thing is coming up. I don't know for sure, but me. I just keep doing my journalism, and I love doing it, even though I didn't go to school for it like other people, but still killing it. Just saying.
Lovely.
All right, y'all. With that being said, it's Commission Reviews, Queen of Reality TV, and Miss Erica, who always drops all the loyalty. I mean, 'cause she's a lawyer. You gotta get it. But anyway, with that being said, we out of here. Love y'all. Bye. One thing I want you guys to know, and that nothing that will never change about this, I am the queen of reality TV. Don't get it twisted and don't doubt it. It is